What's up guys, I'm Brent with PrecisionLED.com, and here we have a 2018 Ford Focus we're going to be performing an LED interior light installation on. Now the 2018 is the first year of the 4th generation Focus, so this installation will be compatible with all years 2018 plus. Today we'll be installing LEDs on the front and rear dome, the footwells, the vanity mirrors, the trunk, and the reverse lights. Today we'll be installing a PlED premium LED kit, which come with 3 interior trim tools we'll be using throughout this video. We have our fork-shaped wedge tool, our pointed wedge tool, and our serrated knife tool. So we're going to start by installing on the front dome light. Now both the front and the rear dome are the identical installation. We're going to be accessing the bulb just with the pointed wedge tool. Now if you look closely, there's a small indentation just right here, so you're just going to want to take the pointed portion of the tool. You're going to come in flat with the roof and just go inside of that indentation just like so. And there's a small tab that you'll actually be prying down in order to loosen up the entire fixture. Alright, just like so. We'll just pull that out. And this connector right here, this is the rear of the T10 bulb. So we're just going to twist this connector here counterclockwise. And then just pull out. Just be careful, the bulb may be very hot. So this bulb is actually really hot, so we'll be removing it with a cloth. So just grasp the bulb, just pull it out, just like so. And so here we have our LED that we'll be installing, so we'll just pop that into the connector here. Now these bulbs, they are not polarity specific, so you can toss them in any orientation and they'll come on. So we'll just go ahead, we'll take this connector, we'll just toss it right back into the socket, and then wait until the tabs line up, just like so, and then twist the connector counterclockwise until it locks into place. And so now we could just reinstall the fixture. Just make sure that the connection portion at the bottom towards the nose of the vehicle is in place. And then we'll just go ahead, we'll snap this metal retainer clip into place, just like so. Now we're installing on the footwell lights. We're going to be using the pointed wedge tool to gain access to the bulb here. So we're just going to be taking the pointed portion of our pointed wedge tool. We're going to be coming in just right here. There's a small little tab. So we're just going to be coming in with the tool and prying this tab downward. And then once the lens is loose, you can just use your free hand and just pull it out. And we'll be removing the halogen bulb just with a rag. And here's the LED that we'll be installing. So we'll just go ahead and pop that in. Everything looks good. So now we'll just go ahead and pop this lens back inside. We first just want to line up the power connector portion of the lens, just like so. And once that's in place, just go ahead and apply some pressure on this tab towards the center of the vehicle. Now we'll be installing on the vanity mirror lights. Now we're going to be using the flat portion of our serrated knife tool in order to access the halogen bulb in here. So we're just going to come in flat with the flat portion of the tool, and then you're just going to want to pry from the bottom portion of the lens here. Just snap these clips out of place, just like so, and now we have access to the bulb. And now we'll take our pointed wedge tool, and we're just going to come in through the side just to pry this bulb out, just like so. And once you have a portion of it out, just use your bare hands and remove the bulb. Just be careful, because if the light was on previously, it will be very hot. And here we have the LED that we'll be installing. Again, these are non-polarity specific, so you can toss them in any orientation and they'll work perfectly fine, as you can see there. Just make sure the LED boards are facing outward. And so here we have the lens cover, and we're first just going to want to line up these 2 top flat tabs accordingly. And once those are in place, you just want to apply a little bit of pressure on the bottom tabs until those clip into place. Now we'll be installing on the trunk light. Now we're going to be using the fork portion of our fork-shaped wedge tool to access the light. You could also access it with a pointed wedge tool. So we're just going to be taking one of the prongs from the fork portion of the tool. There's a small indentation right here, but we're just going to pry inside there, and the lens should come loose. We're just going to be prying down on a tab, just like so. We'll just pull the lens out. Now, just like the other lights, if this light had been on previously, it will be very hot. So we're actually just going to be removing it with a rag. And so here we have the LED that we'll be installing, so we'll just pop that in. Everything looks good. So now we'll just go ahead and reinstall the lens here. Now you just want to line up this back power cable first, just like so, and then pop that front tab into place. Now we'll be installing on the reverse lights. Now, in order to access the halogen bulb in the reverse housing, we're actually going to have to remove the entire housing away from the vehicle. However, it is really simple. We just have to remove a couple hand screw clips from the vehicle. There's one just up here, and the other one is inside of this cover here. And so let's just remove that. Just grasp it, twist it, or excuse me, squeeze it, and then pull it out. And so right here is the hand screw clip that I was referring to. So just reach in, grasp the clip, and then twist counterclockwise, just like so. And just do the same thing with the clip right up here. Okay, and now with those clips removed, we could just grasp the reverse housing, and you want to pull downward. And if you're having difficulty loosening up the housing, there's actually just one tab that's holding it into place, which is right here. So we can just take our fork-shaped wedge tool. You just want to pry in between the vehicle and the housing, just like so. And then you just want to pull down. And the tab that I was referring to previously is just this one right here. And so now we have access to the reverse bulb, which is coming from this connector right here. And so we'll just grasp this power cable here. We'll twist it counterclockwise and then just pull out to remove. And then we'll just go ahead, we'll remove that bulb just with our bare hands. And here's the LED that we'll be installing, so we'll just pop that in. And now we'll just test the bulb to make sure everything's working properly. So everything looks good. So now we'll just take the bulb, we'll line up these tabs right here into the socket. And then we'll just turn the bulb clockwise in order to lock it into place. And now we can just reinstall the housing. We're first just going to want to line up this tab right here into this socket. And now we can just take these plastic clips right here and just reconnect them. And lastly, just remember to reinstall this cover here.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Now, like we said before, please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.